What's going on, YouTube? If you're new here, my name's Thunderstick, and welcome to Homestead. Ladies! So today, we got something a little different. I'm gonna go ahead and clean cast iron pipe. Got a little Dutch oven. Well, it ain't little, it's pretty big. That my nurse wanted me to clean up. Y'all saw the last video where I cooked out of my Dutch oven. And I told you I cleaned it up. So this time I figured, well, I think I'd film this one. This Dutch oven is a little bit bigger than the one I got. But I don't see why that'll matter. We're gonna do the same process to this one as I did to the other one. So the process is pretty simple. We're just gonna take some baking soda and a little bit of water and mix it up together and just start scrubbing. I got a little bit of vinegar here mixed with water because I want to see this stuff has like a paint or something that's chipping off, and I want to see what it is. So we're gonna get started. So this one has a lot of dirt on it, and I'm in a thick layer. So we're gonna go ahead and wash it up and dry it off. So then went down to this wire brush, and we're just gonna get the spreader real quick. Then we're gonna dump out all the residue and go from there. So this ain't that hard. A little elbow grease, and this is not a battle project I thought we were going to do. Not already read a lot of the label, we couldn't even read that earlier. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we're going to get to the other side. Let's see what this thing says. I can read the word American, but I can't make out this other word. So it just says American Camper. I ain't never seen one of these. Y'all let me know what you have. So as you can see, we got most of the dirt and them falling off. And we're just left with the top. I'm gonna hit it with this vinegar to see exactly what this black stuff is. From my Googling, it says it's most likely residue from a low temperature oil. So I'm gonna hit it with this vinegar, and depending on how hard or easy it comes off, that'll really tell me what it is. So we're gonna squirt it, and this is a 50-50 solution of vinegar and water. And we're gonna let it sit for a minute. We talked about Homestead projects and how we had things to do, but I distinctly remember saying there's always projects around the homestead. As a homesteader, no matter how big or small your operation is, you always gotta be ready to do a multitude of things. You know, this doesn't exactly have anything to do with gardening or animals, but here we are doing it, and a lot of people are gonna learn from it. You know, there's always a skill to be picked up around the homestead. So this ain't exactly out of my wheelhouse though. If y'all watch my earlier videos, y'all know I've dabbled in axe heads and tools and tool restoration. So these techniques aren't really out of my wheelhouse. It's just, other than the other day, I'd never applied with the cast iron. This flat stuff on the pan, yeah, it's exactly what Mr. Doodle Pants said it was. It ain't paint, it ain't a coating, it ain't nothing but old oil. So we're gonna get it all off, and we're gonna get to scrubbing with this baking soda. This is very much a rinse and repeat type job. So we got a little baking soda here. I'm gonna pour a little bit of water on it, and then we just gonna get to scrubbing. Like I said, this is a whole lot of the same thing. Doing it over and over and over again. The key with this slurry is to have it thick enough that it stays bound together. And you simply scrub until it all turns brown, and you rinse and repeat. Little elbow grease goes a long way, y'all. You never know what you do till you try. I enlisted help in Dad's scrubbing the wheel for us. We've already rinsed this pot out once. We're gonna rinse it one more time and see how much damage they really got in the bottom of it. I don't think the pot looks that bad. Mine literally had water sitting in it for who knows how long. I think we'll be able to get this back to cooking in a day or so. So we got this rinsed off pretty good. Yeah, I think this cast iron's gonna be able to be used again. Just gonna take a little elbow grease. Another way to remove rust off of metal cast iron is straight vinegar. And that's what we're gonna do right now. I've used this for axe heads and tools, so I know this works. I'm not going to try it, but I have also heard him saying you can put straight up Coca-Cola in a container, and whatever you have rust on, you can put it in that container with the Coke, and it will remove the rust. It just takes a long time. But anyway, we're going to use the vinegar, and we're just going to coat the bottom here. We're not going to fill it all up. And when I do this process, I normally let this sit for like 24 hours. And it'll just lift all the rust, all the nastiness up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I just don't want to scrub anymore. I'm gonna level this pot out so it covers the whole bottle. All you need is just a thin layer, and it'll just lift that rust right off. My dad helped me shim this up. It's not 100% level, but I'm just gonna use the rest of this bottle, and that'll be good enough for building at work. So I'm gonna let this sit overnight, and tomorrow I bet that water will be nice and brown. I can just dump it out, scrub it just a little bit. This here is my cast iron pot. My Dutch oven. It looked even worse than this one before we started working on it. My goal is to get this one over here on the right, looking just like this one here. I don't think the cast iron's that bad in condition. So this has been sitting for about 10 minutes. I took this wire brush and I just hit the bottom of it. Look how cloudy that water is. If that rust was that baked into the cast iron, it wouldn't be that cloudy that fast. So it was not that deep. Let's see what happens if I brush it a little bit. So it's already lipped, and I'm just gonna let it sit. I'm gonna check on it throughout the day. I hadn't planned on that, but I'm gonna check on it in an hour or so and see how it goes. Cause I would like to get this project finished. Why wait 24 hours if I ain't got to? Alright, so I did manage to come back out here. I got a little bit sidetracked, so instead of an hour, it's been like 3. But I want you to look inside this cast iron here. You can sure tell the vinegar's doing something. Let's give it a stroke and see how easy it does. I'm gonna get my other brush real quick, and I'm gonna give it a good hard scrub, and we'll rinse it out and see how much rust come off. I mean, you can really see how cloudy up that water's getting. I don't know why I keep saying water. It is vinegar. There is no water in here, guys. This is straight vinegar. Y'all can see how much rust come out of the bottom of this cast iron. That's why I like that vinegar so much. Now we're gonna do an audible, and I'm gonna use this old apple cider vinegar. We just want to get rid of it. And I'm gonna pour it all in here. Like I said, it's old. We want to get rid of it. So that looks about like the bottom cover, a little bit more than the bottom. So I'm gonna leave this indeed overnight for 24 hours. And tomorrow I'm gonna get the scrubbing. I would like to add, me and Dad discussed it, we like the baking soda and the water method. When you have a good handful of that, and you really get the scrubbing, it's a quick way to remove rust. So we decided to do something different. I said, well, if we're gonna sit it overnight, why don't we put vinegar here in the lid? So we moved it on the back porch, and that way nobody touching it shouldn't get moved. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this with vinegar and see what happens. because it has a lip on it, it should hold a certain amount. I don't know how much though. So we're about to find out, so you don't have to. So as we can see, the water's pooling on the one side. So that's about as good as we can get. I'll pour a little bit more in there, but I don't want to have an accident or something. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to leave it right there. Dad came out here to help me. And we got this thing all shielded up so it's kind of level. But it's still, there's no way to cover the whole thing in vinegar. This video took a little longer than I thought it would. So we're going to cut it here. And y'all come back for part 2. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, we'll see you next time. Appreciate it.